As he was dying, he pulled an ambrotype out of his pocket of his 3 children, and he died staring at the photograph of his 3 children. Hello, I'm Tim Smith with Gettysburg History, and welcome to another episode of Monuments Monday. And today, I want to talk a little bit about the monument in the town of Gettysburg that marks the spot and honors the memory of Sergeant Amos Humiston of Company C, 154th New York Infantry. And the monument itself was dedicated on July 3rd, 1993, at the 130th anniversary of the Battle of Gettysburg. And the story is simple. Sergeant Amos Humiston was wounded in the fighting at the northeast quadrant of the town of Gettysburg, around what we call the Brickyard action. And basically, the 154th New York was part of Custer's brigade, and they were sent forward on the afternoon of July 1st to actually cover the retreat of the 11th Army Corps as it retreated through the town of Gettysburg and back to Cemetery Hill. Sergeant Humiston was wounded in the fighting. Apparently he was wounded 3 times. The final time he was wounded as the unit was retreating down Stratton Street. And he fell, and as he was dying, he pulled an ambrotype out of his pocket of his 3 children, and he died staring at the photograph of his 3 children. Some point after the battle, his body was discovered, and there was nothing on his body to identify who he was, except this ambrotype clutched in his hand of his 3 children. So the story of Amos Humiston, the unknown soldier, is told in a book by a guy named Mark Dunkelman. I think the book came out in 1999, and Mark Dunkelman in 1993 was the keynote speaker at the dedication ceremony of this monument. And you might know that Mark Dunkelman is largely responsible for the mural on Custer Avenue that was placed there in 1988. So he has a connection to the 154th New York. His great-great-grandfather served in that unit during the war. And of course, he also has a connection to the story of Amos Humiston. So his book, Gettysburg's Unknown Soldier, and I think it came out, like I said, in 1999, I have a kind of a connection to it because he wrote several letters to the Adams County Historical Society and Dr. Charles Gladfelter, and I helped with the research for his questions, and Dr. G is thanked in his book. But let me see if I can get the story somewhat correct based on all the information that Mark and others pulled together. But his body was discovered by Miss Shriver, the daughter of Benjamin Shriver. And one of Benjamin Shriver's daughters prior to the war had married a guy named Peter Beitler. And as it turns out, Peter Beitler is a stonemason, and it appears in the 1860 census that they lived somewhere in this area. We do know that Peter Beitler had a stone yard at the time of the Civil War, and his stone yard was located a short distance here up the railroad tracks. So according to the account, Peter Beitler or his wife or one of his sisters-in-law discovered the body of Amos Humiston, and in his hand was clutched this ambrotype of his 3 children, but there was no identification marks on the body. Eventually, the ambrotype found its way to Benjamin Shriver, who at that time was the postmaster at Grafensburg. He had formerly been a tavern keeper in Gettysburg and formerly had been the sheriff of Adams County. But there was a guy named Francis Burns who was a resident of Philadelphia, but was born in Franklin County, and he traveled to Gettysburg after the battle to help care for the wounded, and he stopped at the Grafensburg Inn, and he learned the story of this unknown soldier who had this ambrotype clutched in his hand. He obtained the ambrotype from Benjamin Shriver. After he cared for the wounded in Gettysburg, he took it back to Philadelphia. He had copies of it made. He had an article circulated about the unknown soldier in Philadelphia newspapers. One of the copies of a newspaper that was printed in Philadelphia found its way to Portville, New York, and a lady, Amos Humiston, was told of the article of the soldier holding the ambrotype of 3 children. She had sent her husband an ambrotype of her children prior to the battle. She hadn't heard from her husband since the battle. She feared the worst. She wrote a letter to Francis Burns. He actually had a copy of the photograph, a CDV, sent to Portville, New York, to the postmaster there. And it got the package, the mail, gave it to Amos Humiston. She opened up the mail. She saw the photograph of her 3 children that she had sent to her husband, and that's how she found out she was a widow. And this occurred in early November, so it was quite a time that this all took place. In the meantime, Francis Burns had the body's grave identified as the unknown soldier who he got the ambrotype from, and eventually he was buried in our Soldiers National Cemetery in a known grave instead of in an unknown grave. Amos Humiston, eventually her children were brought to Gettysburg, and they were part of an orphanage whose children whose fathers had died in the war, whose mothers had died of other causes, and for years the Humiston children, Frank, Fred, and Alice, were raised in this Gettysburg orphanage. And the story is just sensational. If you want to learn more about it, we'll put a link in the video. You can buy Mark's book. You can watch some of the videos that he has about it. So we'll include some links in it. But just one of the most remarkable stories of Gettysburg unknown soldier. And you can visit the monument at the Gettysburg Fire Hall's property. Now, the actual spot, according to a photograph after the war, it's a Tyson brother photograph from 1867, records that Stratton Street, through which the Union forces retreated, the rail fence marks the spot where Sergeant Humiston fell. And undoubtedly, the rail fence in that photograph would be over here at the very entrance to the Gettysburg Fire Department. Remember, If you like all the content we put on our YouTube channel, please share this video with your friends and like and subscribe.